awaydaysbeer.com. Proud to partner with Talking Town. For only $14.99, grab your ITFC Legends Pack from The Beat to Hoppy Robson to Brazil's Best and Pablo's Pal. Whatever you need, whatever you want. ITFC Legends Pack, $14.99 at awaydaysbeer.com. Grab it today. Mass Creations are proud partners of Talking Town. High quality web and software development. From web development to SEO and everything in between, make your vision a reality with Mass Creations. Call 07896 904 571 or visit masscreations.co.uk or email info@masscreations.co.uk. Mass Creations, proud partners of Talking Town. Don't forget, tell them you came from Talking Town to get 10% off. Best Burger in Stowmarket, proud partners of Talking Town. Call 01449 680 058 to book a table today. Support for Talking Town is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Hold up, fellas. I don't think we've quite understood what I'm talking about here. We've gone years in the UK without using the right tools for the job. Long gone are the days of a razor blade in the mirror. No more shall we look like Sideshow Bob down there. Manscaped have redesigned the electric trimmer. Their engineering team have perfected the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created and have just released the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0 in the UK. Their third generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents because nobody wants a bloodbath in the bathroom. Did I tell you it's got waterproof technology so you can dim those lights, get yourself in the shower and groom to your heart's content? Whatever you do, however you do it with Manscaped's Lawnmower 3.0 and don't forget you can get 20% off and free delivery with the code TT. Manscaped.com. Make your testes their besties. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to the Matchday Ticket England versus Germany last round of 16. I'm not taking off my Talking Town t-shirt. You bullied me in the green room. You bullied me, all of you. I had a go at my cheap knockoff England shirt from Co-op in Hadley, and you had a right go. But no, I'm not having it anymore. So I'm wearing the Talking Town merchandise as a good boy should. Right, we are here, the last round of 16. The England team is coming along the screen. We're going to be here until 5-2 before the national anthems, and we'll be singing in our living rooms for our heart's content. You just saw me on our transfer special. I'll bring in the main man himself, Cruncher Moss. Here he is, main bully. You're a bully, you are. You're a bully.
I'm not. Come on, show everybody. Come on.
Maybe later, if we win.
When we win. Not if, when we win.
Right. Hawk says temperature score 1-0 England.
Butcher's bandage. Get it down, you.
Oh, shit, it's in the freezer. I might go and get it out in a minute. It'll be anyway, a fucking ice pop.
Give a shout out to, look, we got Ben Adams on. I thought we might make him Bundeslager. That's for the first half. Alan Shearer, half time.
Absolutely.
And Domino's Pizza on the way. Come on.
No. I mean, unless Domino's want to sponsor us, and then suddenly it's the best thing since sliced bread. They are. Pizza Hut. My phone's always open. England incoming. Mike Brown says 3-0 England. Let's believe that's a guaranteed Debbie Downer on it. Then if Mike Brown's positive about it,
he was going to go fishing. I spoke to him this morning, but he's staying home. I think he'll be on later.
He's always been negative every game we've had so far. Now he's positive. I'm just worried.
Well, it'll be what it'll be, mate.
It certainly will. Right, let's bring in Matthew Phillips. Here he is. How are you doing?
Good. I'm good. I mean, terrible planning, isn't it, to have this game at 5 o'clock? This is 8 o'clock off. It's really annoying, isn't it?
I just had to tell my mum we were playing. She was like, "We're the 8 o'clock kickoff, aren't we?" I was like, "No, we're the 5." So
but
it's terrible.
exciting.
Yes, but terrible, as you say, because at 8 p.m. when Sweden play Ukraine, we'll either be sitting with tears in our eyes or with a vested interest. I want to be vested interest. The heart says England will win today. The head says we've been here, done it, got the T-shirt. It's going to end in one way and one way only.
You've been giving it the big up on the WhatsApp group. They're all the way, isn't he, Matt?
Well,
we got to tell everybody he was having a go at me and Matt last night when the French crashed out, because we did say how good France were, and then we ended with egg on our face. But what a game, wasn't it? That was a game, fantastic. And don't worry, everybody, England will bring it back down to a nice even keel today.
Well, yeah, they will. But you two are making out France was some sort of well beaters. Like the second coming of Jesus Christ was in the French team. And
well, what a goal from Pogba. And he did that, didn't he? Just stood still.
He did about 5 different celebrations.
Yeah.
It was
just to lose on penalties.
They've got absolute pelters today in the French media. I was looking at some of them, like Le Quip and all that kind of stuff.
Matt, why do you leave your best player, well, potentially, to take your last penalty? Really?
Exactly.
I know that he's missed it, but I watched the Ronaldo program on the iPlayer, and I can't remember what Euros when there was a penalty shootout for Portugal. He was scheduled to go 5th, and they'd already gone out. Because I suppose, look, these players, they've got such a big ego. They want to be the main man, don't they, who scores the winning. But what a great penalty save. What a save.
Sommer. Yeah, it was good.
See,
the 2 centre-halves took the best pens, and maybe Pogba as well. He's
penalties.
Oh shit! Yeah, he has. He's made a rather good Euro background, actually. I'll just grab it in a second. Sorry, George.
Sorry, George.
Sorry, George.
Legend.
Sorry, George. I was just going to say, I don't think teams have got 5 decent penalty takers. That's why you're getting because Mbappe's missed penalties for France before. I think honestly, when you get to the fifth and 6th penalty taker, that's it. You're on the Gareth Southgate rundown, because teams haven't got that many.
I was looking earlier for England, mine, if it goes to penalties tonight, because I'll tell you one person who will not be on the pitch at 120 minutes the way he's been playing is Kane, and he's our best penalty taker.
It's true. It's true.
Let's hope it don't go that far anyway.
So who have you got?
Well, Rashford would probably come on, wouldn't it? You'd have Rashford, you'd have Grealish in there,
I don't fancy him.
Foden.
Is it too late to give Eric Dyer a call?
I don't think this game's going to go to pens anyway. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Do you not?
No, I think. Look, my family. A lot of my family were brought up in Germany on my wife's side, so we do have an interest. She was brought up in Cologne, and my father-in-law used to go and watch Bayer Leverkusen. So I do take an interest in Bundesliga and the German football team. But if you look at Bild, their huge newspaper over there, they've wanted Low out since about 2018 when they went out in the Russian World Cup, and I think this is probably one of the most bang average German teams that we could be playing in recently. Certainly not that. Do you remember when Dieter man scored at Wembley, reached the last ever game in the rain?
You did.
Bang average, Matt. A bang average boat, though, but Southgate plays, well, with a goalkeeper, 8 defensive players.
It's going to be win-backs, isn't it? Looking at
you've just cursed it. Right. Here is George's wonderful background that he's made. He's even shaded the teams that are out. There we go, George.
George isn't he? He brings creativity to this show.
Well, as I was saying to him earlier, it's finally good to be working with people that are competent. I will just say competence and Ben Adams don't go together either, but he's here anyway. German show.
He's still got that
Deutschland über alles.
Step foot in Deutschland.
I will be offering free therapy sessions to all Talking Town England supporters after the game.
When you claim 20% off of your Talking Town code.
Can I ask Ben a question?
Of course you can.
Go.
When we beat you today, will you be supporting us on Saturday?
Yes.
Good lad.
Yes, of course I would. It's not going to get that far. I mean, you're talking about parallel universes here. That's. It's always good to fantasise about Ipswich going to the Premiership in the next 5 years. But when I saw Harry Kane starting, I think the whole of Germany just breathed this massive sigh of relief. Right? Oh, the guy who never shows up in big games. Fantastic.
You've got Timo Werner up front. You got Timo Werner, who's been absolute pony all season for. Oh shit! Yeah, probably scored today, wouldn't he?
He's scored a winner. 89th minute back post, Pat tapping. So let's start with the England team, and then we'll come on to the German team in a second, Ben. But thanks for joining us. We still love you. Don't worry. So 3-5-2, as we were alluding to before we brought Ben in.
3-4-3 in mine. 3-4-3.
Either way, it's to match up with Germany and not do a Portugal. I think we're going to take a leaf out of Portugal's book here and not leave the German left winger just with acres of space for the whole 90.
Are we really worried about the wing backs? Why are we worried about them? When you've got the talent of Sancho, you've got Grealish, you've got Foden, you've got Mason Mount, you've got Rashford. Look at all that talent we've got on the bench.
Yeah, not game changers. 5 subs. You can make
with extra time.
6 with extra time. There you go. You can throw all 6 on. Calvert-Lewin, interestingly, doesn't make the bench, Matt.
Well, he's not really had much of a look in, has he?
But if you need a goal, you've got 2 centre-halves on the bench, but no Calvert-Lewin.
Well, he did a strange one with bringing Rashford on as the 9, didn't he? Against was it Czech Republic or Scotland? I can't remember. Scotland. I mean, we know he plays in the channels, doesn't he, for United, not as a 9. So I think that's a bit weird. But it's nice to see Saka still in there because he had a great game, didn't he? He did. The Czechs, and we thought maybe he would be sacrificed for a Grealish or a Phil Foden to come back. So it's good to see him in there. And
why has Martin not got his Sancho out on? Because the other day you were losing your shit, and now you haven't heard nothing in the WhatsApp group since when we played the Czech Republic. I've heard nothing from you, and you were banging that Jadon Sancho drum.
What's the point of a brain if you can't change your mind?
Well,
we don't get given that privilege, do we, Rich?
No,
no, but don't worry. When you're right, you let the whole world know it, lads. Don't worry. It's when you're wrong, I'll make sure the whole world knows you were wrong as well. Do not worry. We'll provide balance where we can on this show. Talking of which, why is Jürgen Klinsmann on BBC? I mean, come on, go patriotic, go full British broadcast, right? Or is that just me? Am I just the only?
Yeah. I've liked ITV's coverage, and Rich was bigging up Emma Hayes earlier. Really good.
Tell you what, top draw.
Yeah,
people moan about you got your Lee Dixons and I had to listen to Danny Murphy last night. Don't he talk nonsense on?
He's really.
And then you listen to Emma Hayes, absolutely top draw. The only thing, Matt, is she couldn't pronounce Aspelaqueta right.
I heard this. Yeah,
that was the only one thing. But she was fantastic.
She'll end up managing in the Football League, I reckon. So she's that big football brain, I think.
That's a great shout.
Well, she turned down Wimbledon. Well, she didn't turn them down, but she was a bit. Why would she go?
Bit.
She was a little bit. Ben, me and you, we sat here for Germany versus France. It wasn't a great game for either team, but particularly the Germans. Matt Hummels put it into his own net. He's a big part of the German team, but he's also coming towards the end of his career. He's got Saka, Sterling, Kane bearing down at him tonight. Is he a worry for you from the German point of view?
Not particularly. I just think we need to play our own game tonight. It's potentially our manager's last game in charge. I've got this creeping suspicion. I don't think it will be. I think we just need to concentrate on our game. Look, we thrashed Portugal. I think it was tight and a bit unlucky against French, although I admit they were the better team. And we went the distance against was it Hungary? So I think that's all the indications of a good German team. You smash an opponent. It's tight, but lost against the French, and it was a tight go-the-distance game against.
I don't think that's nothing to be proud of, Ben. You scraped over the line against the Hungarians.
Yeah, we did, but do you know what? These are great teams we're playing. These are really good teams. The French and the Portuguese. England have scored 2 goals from one player. God knows how many.
Zero.
You haven't been tested yet. You haven't been tested. You're about to.
Well, potentially about to be tested. Hungary, Rich scoffs at Hungary, Ben, but they did also rock his second coming in France the week before. So they weren't. Well, the way you were talking about them last week, when I said about Hungary rocking them.
I said win the tournament anyway. I'm still waiting to hear you. Hang on, you said last night England are going to win it.
Patriotic, mate.
He did, everybody.
I did. Because while England are in it, I want them to win it. While they're in it, I want them to win it. But the France game, Ben, Germany actually, if expected goals was your thing, had a better expected goals return than the French did. So if that's your bag, you didn't play overly poorly in the opening game. But
no, I don't think we did. Absolutely. Agreed.
Yeah, no, you didn't. Well, I don't think you didn't. But I mean, from a German perspective, you might have expected a bit more. Hungary was the real test, which I think shouldn't be scoffed at, like some have said. But how important was it that it was the last game and not, say, the first game? Because you're coming off the back of a great resolve where you've come back, I think, twice in 90 minutes to
that's huge in a tournament. I'll put it this way: if England would have played that game, would they have come back twice and won it against Hungary? I don't think they would have. And Germany, that they've lost, they've smashed the team, and then they've done the distance. They've actually come back and shown character. These are all little mini tests within the tournament. England haven't been tested yet. Their Scots was a non-game. That was just nothing. And the other two games are just little sort of 1-0. England is too defensive. They're too defensive. Fought the back. Pedestrian, slow, and I think it will play into Germany's hands. I think England will have higher possession, but that doesn't matter. The only thing I'm worried about is being hit on the counter by England. England's counter-attacking is very, very good. Thankfully, we have Kane up front, so we're playing against 10 players because he's not a big game player. He'll go and score 6 against Berlin. Everyone will jizz their pants. But I mean, get the real big games, the big games. Kane does not show up ever. He is. What
about the last World Cup, Ben? What about the last World Cup when he got the Golden Boot then?
Again, watch his goals against really weak teams. Exactly, the equivalent of the Burnleys were in the Premier League. Give me the big game where it matters, where you're going to get knocked out, where you've got 30 million people watching. That's the mark of a great player. And I'll tell you this, Kane, I predict he will not score tonight, like every other game he plays.
Okay. Matt, talk to me about the start. How important is England's start tonight? I predict they're going to try and fly out the traps and grab that early goal. I really expect a real high tempo first 15. But how important is England's start?
Yeah, they've kind of started like that, haven't they, in the other games? I mean, I do like Ben's bravado because, like, Kicker magazine, as you know, Ben, in Germany, I think 2% of the population said they would win it, and 10% said they'd make the quarterfinals. So I don't think they're kind of sharing your confidence. But yeah, I think England need to get off to a really good start. Let's not forget Lowe has already ditched Hummels and Muller in years previous to have to bring them back, and they're playing tonight because he felt the new wave were going to be better, and they haven't proved to be. Although Musiala's a good player, used to be in our England youth teams. He's a good player. So they're an ageing team. We saw Hummels against Mbappe. He struggled, didn't he, against France? I feel like England have got that level of pace up front. If we can get that early goal, I think England could win quite comfortably. Like I said, I think this is a bang average German team.
Pace is a good point in pace. Where England can do it is in pace because we are an ageing team. You could say at counteract we have a lot of experience, and this is what we do. We win tournaments whatever way we can. But England's pace is probably the one thing that actually makes me think: don't get caught on the counter, keep tight at the back, keep the ball up to the halfway line. So that's the only thing that really that's going to give me butterflies, I think.
And you've had two absolutely terrible results in like the last 9 months. You lost, was it 6-0 at Spain? North Macedonia beaten 2-1.
Wasn't a great day.
Field newspaper were like, it's the end of the line for Yogi. So I feel like maybe this is the end of the line for him tonight.
Hopefully so. But that early goal will settle my nose crunch because you can only use your pace if you invite the Germans out. And if you get that goal, they've got to come out.
I think it'll be a cagey start. I really do. I don't... Look, we can come on here and say Germany, this and that. Look, we know when they play England, they always turn up. The last 4 tournaments, they've beaten us. So I don't agree with, like, they were trying to build it up on the telly this morning. I was watching and saying about 96. None of these England players were born. Well, Harry Kane was 3 then. And they've got none of that baggage that some of these other players have carried into this game. So just go out there and play your game. But I think it's going to be
and that works in England's favour. Failure at big tournaments is built into England's DNA. It's part of the experience. So again, I think this is a totally new generation, completely disjointed from the part. The only link you've got there is the manager who missed the bloody penalty. So I think, if England are going to win it, the only way they can do it is from something completely fresh, no ties, no nothing. Unfortunately, I think people should ditch the expectation of football's coming home and all that crap. Ditch all that. Ditch the expectation. Just get behind the team.
I think a lot of that's tongue-in-cheek, Ben. A lot of that's tongue-in-cheek, I think.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
I think it's a joke more than anything. I think it's the one time in a year. It's a bit. No, honestly, like when the wife got in this afternoon, I said, "Have you heard today?" And she went, "Heard what? It's coming home." Like it didn't actually mean we're going to win the game today. It was just that have you heard, And
that song, Ben, is just as popular in Germany as it is here, isn't it? It's coming home.
It is, yeah, very much so. I'm like your family. I come from Cologne. All my family come from Cologne.
Yeah.
Massive footballing city. But it's a bit like Newcastle, They're just inbred with football, and it is a massive song in Germany. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't know. I'm not used to German media. Matt Sterling played well against Croatia. He did. He's top goal scorer for England at the moment. Important player, emerging or still underrated? Where are you on the Sterling debate?
Yeah, Sterling's a funny one, isn't he? Like I've got a good friend of mine, Glenn, who tunes into the show. Always goes. He only ever scores at the far post. So he's a funny one.
He scores,
but he does score. Yeah. I think we've said it on all the other shows, haven't we? We need that player, whoever it might be in that three that sit behind Kane, to bring him in like Son does at Spurs to score those goals. We've not really seen it. I think he had a good first half, Kane, against Czech Republic, and then of course the game went into almost like a friendly, didn't it? But yes, one of those three has got to bring Kane into the game, and I do believe Kane said his preference was actually Grealish, and he's not even playing tonight on the bench.
You said about the young squad there, guys. What we saw the last time this young squad played a big game in this tournament with Scotland, and it kind of overawed them. Do you think they can use the Scotland experience? Do you think actually playing Scotland is really going to come in handy here today? Because they can use that experience. They can draw upon what they didn't do well, what they did do well, how they prepared, how they didn't prepare into this big game. It's not like it's their first big game all of a sudden, is it? They play Scotland. No. That was bigged up to be this huge thing, as Crunch was saying earlier about the Germany game. Can they use that in their favour, Crunch, before I ask Ben?
Yeah, look, they didn't turn up against Scotland, but I think that game was like, it was Scotland's cup final, wasn't it? I think they're still celebrating 0-0, polishing their trophies up at home, watching holiday programmes. But
Love Island.
Oh, don't talk to me about that toilet.
Not a fan. Not for you.
It all depends on the start, doesn't it? We need to start positive. There's not going to be a lot in this game. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game at all. I really don't. Not with the way we've set up. And I'll tell you one thing.
Bold prediction. Coming out in a minute.
One thing we need to improve tonight is our set pieces. Our corners, all three games have been bang average. We need to get that delivery right.
We really do. Bold prediction then. Ben, kick us off at the German contingent. What are you saying?
3-1 for the Deutschland.
Okay, right. England win them. No, right. Is that in 90 or over extra time?
In 90, yeah. This won't go to extra time. You will be finished early. Don't worry.
Need to be. Matt?
Yeah, I think 3-0 to England. I'm agreeing with Mike Brown. 3-0. Your bold predictions, you go on. I think 3-0.
That is bold. I've not had a bold prediction like that in a long time. In a long time. Not since Nick Muller. Crunch.
1-0 England.
See, that's what I'm more used to.
Harry Kane.
Cagey.
Okay, right. Well, I'm off to sing about my Queen and country. Yep. Ben, Crunch, Matt, see you all at half time.
Deutschland,
you, the viewer.
Deutschland.